It's finally here, December 2020. The holiday seasons are upon us. And after the year that we've all been through, some of you are probably thinking, yes, I need a little Christmas right this very minute. While others are probably thinking, nah, not up for this. After what I've been through this year, the last thing I feel like doing is celebrating Christmas or anything. I'm Rob Lauer, and regardless of which one of those views represents you, I'd like to suggest that you download my book, now available as a Kindle edition on Amazon, Ba Horsaki, A Southern Christmas Carol. As you can probably guess from the subtitle, this is a retelling of Dickens' famous story about Scrooge. In this version, I moved the story of Scrooge from 1840s England to the U.S. in 1930, specifically to rural Georgia in December of 1932. Now, what was happening in America in December of 1932? Well, the Depression for one thing, so millions of Americans were out of work, millions more were losing their jobs, hundreds of thousands of companies and corporations and businesses across the country had gone under and were still going under. In the South, there was Jim Crow, so there was a lot of racial tension. And recently, there had been a presidential election. A conservative Republican president who had ridden into the office renowned as a famous businessman, a whiz for business, had just been voted out of office after just one term, and coming into office was a liberal Democrat, a career politician. So people on both sides of the political spectrum were either happy or very anxious. But aside from that, Ba Horsaki, A Southern Christmas Carol, is not a political story at all. That's just in the background. That's sort of what is shaping the situation and the characters. It's an unspoken character. The main character is Old Man Scrooge, who owns the only cotton gin in Miller County, Georgia. There are a lot of changes from Dickens' original British version, but they've been sort of Americanized. So in the place of Bob Cratchit, there is Eppie, who is Scrooge's black housekeeper. She's a single mother raising a teenage son who is crippled from polio. Anyway, it's a really unique American take on a familiar British story, a story that we've all heard and probably think we know backwards and forwards. I think in this, I show you something a little bit new, quite a bit new in that renowned story. There's a lot of humor in it, a lot of good nature, down home humor, a lot of Southern humor, a lot of American humor. There's also a lot of cynicism, a lot of sarcasm, a lot of dark humor. There's a lot of emotion, an honest look at emotions. I think I honestly look at heartache, at heartbreak, at loss, at change, and how we deal with it. And so in a lot of ways, this is, I think, a perfect story for December 2020. So I'd recommend you visit Amazon, look it up, Ba Horsaki, A Southern Christmas Carol by Rob Lauer. Click onto it and download a copy for yourself, or if you're feeling generous, send a copy to a family member or a friend as a Christmas gift. The great thing about Ba Horsaki, A Southern Christmas Carol, is that you can buy a copy for yourself for less than you'd pay for a Hallmark Christmas card. So you really can't beat that. So go to Amazon.com and check out Ba Horsaki, A Southern Christmas Carol by Rob Lauer.